I thought I'd put together a little video regarding a recent outbreak that has been occurring in the world today. It's interesting because a handful of people shared this particular link with me to an article or several different articles regarding a specific, what they're calling plague today that's occurring. And what this infection or illness is it's a fungal infection. And some of you may have heard about it, read about it. It's something that it's a fungal infection that is incredibly aggressive, that doctors say is not responding to any medications. It is spreading, and it acts in an interesting way. The person who's infected, the fungus actually even exists on the walls of the room that they're in. And it can, because of that, it can then be easily spread to other people. Yeah, I find it interesting that prescription medications aren't hitting it, but guess what? Guess what the doctors haven't tried? They haven't tried alternative remedies, which is unfortunate because I do believe that it would hit that. There's a lot I want to say. There are superbugs out there. There are super viruses out there that are not responding to prescription medications. We are heading towards interesting times, and more than ever before, we are needing to learn how to use alternative remedies to combat these illnesses, these viruses, these fungus, these fungi, these bacteria, these pathogens in general, to protect ourselves, to protect our health. And I believe this is a part of the reason why so many of us are feeling driven towards learning about natural and alternative remedies. So I just wanted to quickly go over what I would do in that situation were I to be faced with that fungal infection. First, there's of course preventative measures, and those preventative measures would include, the number one thing is the liver. We want to and have to protect our liver. It's our number one organ. It's our number one defense mechanism or organ in our body that filters out these pathogens, that keeps our body cleaned out of those. We have to make sure that our liver is working optimally. And you can do that by taking a liver supportive supplement or tea, and drink, like a liver tea could be taken twice, 2 to 3 times a day for the rest of your life if you wanted to continually support and heal the liver. And then other preventative measures is take vitamin C daily. Make sure inflammation levels are down. If you have health issues that are going on, you're kind of stiff, you're achy, well, get that inflammation down in your body. Take vitamin D every day, at least 5,000 IU vitamin D every day. Those, and then detox regularly, whether it's detoxing from viruses, heavy metals, or chemicals. Those are all things that we can detox from, whether we're doing something as simple as drinking clay or taking purposeful remedies to kick those out of the body or draw them out of the body. That's all an important part of it. And I'm going to talk more about detoxing in the future. I am actually currently finishing up a new book, and this book, in my opinion, is the most important book that I've ever written, and it's about what we can do now today to protect our bodies for what's coming and what we're dealing with today. It's a way to, the way I see it, is how to create a shield around our body so that we are not attacked and bombarded and broken down by all the pathogens and the toxins that's being thrown at us, that we're constantly being exposed to, whether inadvertently or purposefully. And so I'm going to really delve in and talk a lot more about how you can detox your body once that book comes out. I feel very passionately about that. My number one thing that the Lord wants me to do right now is to help people know what they can do to protect their bodies and their families' bodies from the onslaught of illnesses and toxins and pathogens that we're up against. Okay, but going back to the fungal infection. So those are some of the things that I would do as a preventative measure. But what would I do if the infection hit? I would do an essential oil. I don't use essential oils all the time, but in this situation I would. I would use like a thieves blend that contains things like, different blends contain different ingredients, but thyme, oregano, clove, things like that, cinnamon, and I would dilute it in an oil, like 3 to 4 drops in 1 teaspoon of olive oil. I would rub that down both sides of my spine and the bottom of my feet, and even take the thieves oil orally in a capsule, a few drops in a capsule, as long as you don't have a stomach ulcer and your stomach can handle essential oils, because that is a really strong essential oil. So I would hit the fungus by using essential oils, plus I would hit it in a handful of other ways. And you know, I teach this at my workshops. When we're dealing with something pretty hefty, we want to hit it from a variety of angles. So I wouldn't just use essential oils. I would also come in and help support the body nutritionally. I would kick out the pathogens, and I would help the body detox. So when we come in at different angles, it is whatever we do is going to be far more effective at kicking out that particular infection than if we just tried one little thing. If it's an aggressive infection, we need to be aggressive as well, okay? So Thieves Essential Oil is one. I would megadose on vitamin C. This is a hard-hitting infection that's killing people. I would megadose on vitamin C. Take 500 to 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C every hour until bowel tolerance is reached. So once the person starts having some diarrhea because of it, you back off, and then you continually, slowly keep adding more vitamin C so that body can tolerate it. Vitamin C is a powerful detoxing substance if we use it correctly, if we use it in what I consider a medicinal way, where it is going to be truly effective at kicking out those pathogens. Next is antifungal herbs. Let's also hit it with antifungal herbs, whether you're taking it in capsule form, whether you're taking it in tincture form, whether you're taking it as a tea, it doesn't matter. Get those antifungal herbs into the body. You could even just take antifungal powdered herbs, stir it in water, drink that down. It doesn't matter how you're getting it into the body, get it in there. Antifungal herbs, what are they? They would include things like oregano, thyme, clove, Pau d'Arco. Those are the top 4. There are many other antifungal herbs. You can research what herbs are antifungal herbs, or just buy antifungal pre-made herbal mixtures that are already out there. And then next, huge one, I would never want to be without hyperredox if I knew that a fungal infection was going around like that. Hyperredox has the ability to kill fungi. Along with bacteria, along with some viruses, it's a hard-hitting solution that I would use to, I need to go into this in a second, but that I would use to disinfect the air, that I would use to clean any surfaces, and that I personally would use internally. I can't tell you to do that because it's not meant for that, but we would personally use it internally as well to help fight that. And then one extra step that you could do is use a homeopathic remedy, like by Des Bio or Professional Formulas or Boiron. You can look up homeopathic remedies that are antifungal and get some of those and use those as well. So because it's kind of an interesting fungal infection where it ends up like going onto the walls, and it's just kind of everywhere in the room that the person is staying in, I would make sure that I am disinfecting the air and the walls. I said that I would use hyperredox. That would be my #1 go-to solution. I would use 1 cup in distilled water in a sonic humidifier and humidify that in the room to get those tiny little fog-like particles into the air to kill those airborne fungal pathogens. 2 other things that you could do is you could diffuse a Thieves essential oil into the room, or if you don't have either of those, and I'm thinking of like an emergency situation, you could take dried up garden sage and burn that and let the smoke it's not like a full-blown fire in the room, but you light it on fire and you kind of blow it out, and the smoke from the garden sage is able to kill airborne pathogens. So I would try that if I didn't have any other option. There has been research, you should look it up, but there has been research that shows that the smoke from garden sage has the ability to kill airborne pathogens. So I always keep those in mind. Those are my top 3 solutions to killing airborne pathogens. The 4th one, and I teach this in my workshops, but the 4th one is an onion. You can cut an onion in half and place those onion halves throughout the room. There's a lot of hokey information online about how it draws in pathogens into it, and that's why it turns like dark. I do not believe that onions have the ability to do that, but they do have the ability to emit tiny particles from the onion into the air. The room will smell like onions, but I do believe it has the ability to emit those tiny particles into the air and to kill the airborne pathogens that way. Oh yeah, the last thing to kill airborne pathogens is with ozone. So if you have an ozone machine, which most of you probably don't, but just know that that's an option. An ozone machine, you can use that to kill airborne pathogens as well. So, and then lastly is pray, of course. I believe that when we couple our own efforts with prayer, that the Lord helps multiply, magnify whatever effort we're making, especially when we ask Him to do so. So those are the main things that I would personally do for a fungal infection like that. Hearing about these types of fungal infections is kind of interesting, because I do believe that we're heading towards some interesting times where we're going to be dealing with some hard-hitting, crazy illnesses. And even plagues. A lot of times people talk about plagues as if it's just going to be one plague. I think there are going to be so many different types of plagues that come out, and they all just kind of burst at the same time. And I think we're just starting to see little pieces of that now. And I don't think we should ever be afraid of that, but I do believe that we should know what to do about it. So hopefully the information that I've shared with you in this video will be something that will be incredibly helpful to you and help you feel a little more peaceful about it. Just know, okay, if I just get a few of these things into my home, that will help me be able to attack these pathogens back. Thanks for watching this video. I will have more information coming soon.